Boom, we are live. How is everybody doing? We're here. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Gwen. I try to find, the beats I like. Everybody likes that beat. But we couldn't play the whole song, no. Oh, man. How's everybody doing? Good to see everybody banging into the building, through the door, and into the queue room. We got some people coming in the house. Miss Justice holding it down in blue. Much love to you. Welcome. First one here. I see. Tell you, without my people in blue, my moderators, I'm telling you, oh man, I'd probably still be fighting the bots and all that other nonsense. But thank you for being here, Miss Justice. Miss Izzy Rose is in the house. Uh-oh. Izzy is in the house. Welcome, Miss Lorraine Muhammad. Peace and blessings is in the house. Carol Smith is in the house. Good to see you, Carol. Gwen Thomas, you got that beat. Papa was a roll. Wherever he laid his hat was his. Yeah, I love that beat. Thank you for being here. Chiquita Chapman is here. Much love to you. Jacky Barty is here. Uh-oh. Miss Jacky's in the building. All right. Welcome, welcome. Creative me. Well, hello to you. Thank you for being here. Nosy Bug is in the house, Miss Nosy Bug. Thank you for the email. I did get it. And I will be taking a look at what you sent because it's a number of attachments you sent me regarding some pictures and possibly some video. I only took a quick glimpse at it. I said, I got to get ready to go live. But thank you for that. I will be checking into that. Cha Cha B is in the house. Welcome. Kenny Earl, my goodness. Yo, what's up? Is in the house. Kenny, I hope you stick around a little bit. I know some of these lives, most people don't like long lives and stuff. I don't either, but when it's necessary, it's necessary. But I hope I'm not going to be on here too long because yeah, it's a special. It has been a very special day for me. That's for sure. But Kenny, stick around. Good to see you. My goodness, it has been let's see, a few minutes for you. But good to see you, brother. Fire Mama 411 is in the house. Good to see you. LB Risha 87 is in the house. Welcome, baby girl 8012 is in the house. All right. We got 40 people already. Come see what John Q's talking about. Hope you're having a good weekend. I've certainly had a very busy week and also a very busy weekend too, but I wanted to do a special live, jump up here and say hello to every single one of you. Kind of like all these cases that I've been working alongside of Miss 54 Keyz, Mr. Boss Blake. It's been extraordinary, I'm telling you, but we get the job done. We get the job done. So tonight, I wanted to just take some time and jump in here and just do a straight up live with you. Straight up. You notice there was no title. Hey, John Q live. That's it. Oh, he's not going to talk about no cases? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to go with the flow. I am just going to go with the flow. And yes, Miss Carol, thank you for saying that. Make sure you hit the like button. That's your attendance for the live. Get it into the algorithm. And let's see. There were a couple of things I had came across I wanted to also share, but I'll be able to do that in a moment. It's been fabulous. How many of you have been following our sessions at the round table? Just type a 1 for me. Let's see how many people have been following those sessions. And that also tells me I got a good sound check on the microphone. Oh, Lord. I saw that, Miss Lorraine. Thank you. That's why it has been a very special day for me. Thank you, Miss Lorraine. Somebody remembered. My goodness. You probably wrote it down on your electronic calendar. And thank you for the love that you sent earlier before we got here today. That was a great surprise. Thank you so much. Miss Justice says, whose birthday? Whose birthday is it? Whose birthday? Uh-oh. Got to get that electronic calendar working, Miss Justice. Mr. Bossman Blake is in the house. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Hence the reason for the special live. I wanted to take some of my special day to share with you. I said, I gotta connect with my people. Yes. Miss Lorraine said, "Yep. Mm-hmm. I didn't forget. I didn't forget." Yes, Miss Gwen. Thank you. My goodness. Thank you, baby girl. All the party favors. Okay, got the cake and everything. All right. You see what Miss Carol wrote? Hey, yo, boss, I don't think he can keep up with all I send him. Oh man, I try. I do the best I can with everything else coming in. I try. But you do real good, Miss Carol. Thank you. Oh yes, most definitely. I know you didn't know. I know you didn't know, but now you do. Thank you, Miss Gwen. Oh, the man above is in the house. He's breaking down the doors. Thank you. Good to see you, brother. Salute to you. Yeah, we got another one of those days in the year that passes by and signifies a birthday. Oh, yes. Thank you, Nosy Bud. And thank everybody for all that you do to hold me down here on my channel. Absolutely. WG is in the house. All right. Mr. Wyatt is in the house. If you don't know Mr. Wyatt, this is a solid content creator, collaborating with me on the Daniel Robinson case. We've done a live together. Matter of fact, watch this, Wyatt, out of all the lives that I've done on the Daniel Robinson case, it's gonna blow your mind. That live had more views on it than the previous lives that I had done independently because of that new information we went over. So thank you. That was an incredible success, that live. So, and thank you for being here. Tamika Ward is in the house. No, you're not fired, Miss Justice. No, 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 no. That don't get you out of it. Nah, that don't get you out of it. Thank you to Tamika. We got Gail Thornberry in here. Yep. Thank you, Gail. Oh yeah. See, everybody comes into the house, shows love. Nosy Bug say he's being humble. Oh yeah. But it's good. It's been a great day. Absolutely great day. Just going over some things. Came across a couple of items and I said, "Oh no, this thing went south bad. This thing went south bad." I'll share that with you in a second. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Miss Carol says, Boss Blake, I'm on it 24/7. You know me. Yeah, but you need to get some sleep too. Don't play around with that insomnia and stuff. Uh-uh. Got to get that on. Got to get some rest. Got to rest that body sometime. It does need that. Got to reboot your system. Always have. Yes, yes. Big shout out to Mr. Bossman Blake for being here. And thank you, Miss Justice, for dropping his link He's got some things going on his page. He had a terrific part 2 update on the Quentin Simon case. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. I got it posted on my community wall. And it's interesting how that case is unfolded to a point to where now they're looking for this poor little guy out in a landfill. A landfill. I'm like, what are people doing? I mean, that is crazy. Amen to that, brother. Yeah, we're blessed. Woke up to see another one. Yes, we have. All right, so this is what I wanted to share with you. Let's really get into the room tonight. You fell asleep researching? Carol, you're a mess. Sometimes you dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and get so much and said, is that all of it? I wanted to be the first one here. Is that all of it? Did I get it all? Oh, you have? Okay. Yeah, he's looking to do something special on that case, Carol. We've been talking about it. It's a terrible case, and you know, the only outcome, especially when so much time has gone by, that you can expect is that they're looking at a landfill. So the only outcome is not a good one. They're not looking to rescue little Quentin. They're looking to recover him. And what a place to be recovered from. That's crazy. And absolutely crazy. You want to know something else? Here's something real crazy. Did y'all hear about this? Did y'all hear about this? And let me do this before I share it. You know how we got to cover the channel here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm like, wait a minute. Is this an article? Is this a news article? And the more I read, I said, uh-oh. Yep. It is. It is. All right, I think we got that cleared. But yeah, DA Hawkins County Sheriff's son must register as an SO after pleading guilty to charges. I'm like, no, that can't be right. Until I listen to this.
This afternoon in Hawkins County, Brandon Lawson will spend time in jail for attempted aggravated sexual battery. We've learned today he's the son of the Hawkins County Sheriff, Ronnie Lawson. District Attorney General Dan Armstrong announced Brandon Lawson pleaded guilty last week to 4 counts of attempted aggravated sexual battery. Court documents from Hawkins County say the counts spanned 2 years in 2018 and 2020. Lawson was sentenced to 20 years, but will only have to serve 1 year in jail. He's being held at the Granger County Jail. The DA says he will have to register as a sex offender.
Veterans, whatever you're going through.
Did you hear what did you hear what you just heard? Did I hear what he just said? Are you? Whoa, 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 whoa. He pled guilty aggravated battery is sentenced to 20 years and only has to do one? And he has to register? One year. Oh, man. Is that crazy or what? And this is the same person that has been investigating, along with the TBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, on the Summer Wells case. And this is his son? His son is an SO, a violent SO, probably has been for a very, 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 very long time, under his nose. Oh, man. That case is compromised, folks. And I'm going to say it, as long as he's sheriff conducting an investigation on the Summer Wells case, he compromises the case. Oh my God, wait a minute. That is mind-blowing. Sheriff Ronnie Lawson's son is an SO, has to register as an SO, pled guilty to 4 counts, got 20 years, wait a minute now, on each count. And he has to do just 1 year? What in the hell's going on down there in Hawkins County? Does that tell you something? Holy smoke. And then I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I'm shaking my head and I said, no, this can't be right. Well, you know me, I had to do my research and double check. I had to go to another media source and check this out. And sure enough, I said the Summer Wells missing persons case has been compromised for quite some time. A Rogersville man who offered an Alford plea Thursday in Hawkins County Criminal Court to 4 counts of attempted aggravated sexual battery was sentenced to 20 years, of which 1 year must be served in prison. Are you kidding me? Following 1 year of incarceration, Brendan Lewis Lawson, 43, of Rogersville, will serve the remaining time on probation. Lawson made his Alford plea by information Thursday, which means he hadn't been indicted or formally charged at that time. The pending charges were the result of an investigation led by the 3rd Judicial District Attorney General's Office. An Alford plea is not an admission of guilt, but the defendant admits that the evidence presented by the prosecution would be likely to persuade a judge or jury to find the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Oh, these people are killing me. These people are killing me. The allegations against Lawson were made by 2 underage female victims dating back to 2018 and 2020 regarding unlawful attempted sexual contact that Lawson had made toward them. According to the court records, separate incidences occurred in March and August of 2018 and in April and December of 2020. Lawson pleaded guilty before the special appointed Judge Carter Moore to 4 counts of attempted aggravated sexual battery, a Class C felony. He was sentenced to 5 years on each count to run consecutively for a total of 20 years, with 1 year in jail and the rest on supervised probation. He will also be required to register as a convicted SO for life. The plea agreement was approved by the victims and their parents. Both girls entered victim impact statements into the court record. These people were persuaded to do this. These people were persuaded to do this, intimidated to do this. One victim stated that Lawson made sexual advances towards her, touched her body, showed her lewd photos of himself, and threatened to tell people she had sex with him if she told anyone. It made me feel disgusting and guilty that it happened, the first victim said in her victim impact statement. I feel like people would feel different in a bad way if they knew. Oh, no shit. It made me feel insecure about my body. I felt guilty that I didn't tell anyone, but I was scared. It made me very sad and disgusted with myself. I don't like being around older men. They were intimidated. Second victim simply described Lawson's crime against her as SA. She stated she had been in counseling, was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress syndrome, and that she feels like the world has been flipped upside down. I would like to say that I did not choose for all this to take place, the second victim stated. I just chose to tell the truth. By telling the truth, I have lost many people that I was close to or close with. She added that I felt I have lost relationships by telling the truth. So I believe he should go through the same pain because it is his fault. The defense attorney, Mark Stapleton, told the Review that Lawson has been fighting demons for the majority of his life. Of course. Of course, this guy's been doing that for quite some time. This just didn't show up like, like 5 minutes ago. He turned to the Lord. Oh, many do. He turned to the Lord for many years ago for Christian guidance, but he lost his footing for as few years, and it has been hard on him, Stapleton said. He's had a challenging time trying to overcome the burdens of his past. I bet everyone deserves some peace when this is over. And I hope from this point forward, everyone in this case, including Brandon, the victims, and everyone else involved, can move forward and put this all behind them. See how they like to just sweep that under the rug as quickly as possible? Now, if it was someone else, they would have nailed him for the 20 years, probably added some extra shit, and bye-bye. Added some extra shit, and bye-bye. But here, well, wait a minute now. Not this guy. Not this guy. We got someone special. Oh, we can't do that to him. We can do it to everybody else. But he's special. Thank you, Miss Kimberly. They want to get rid of this as quickly as it came in the dough. I double checked. You know something? I also double checked this too. That's crazy. That is crazy. There's a petition out there right now. Investigate the Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson. Demand his resignation. And I fully agree. This man should not be holding that office. Every single case that falls under his name is compromised. Anything that he has signed off on for as long as his son had this condition in his life has been compromised. And he should not be handling anything, especially in the Summer Wells case. Let me come back and take that comment down. I want you to see this. Oh, man. So, yes, this was put up by Trevor Lee, started the petition. Let's get to 2,500. The current number of signatures on this petition is 2185 right now. And this is at change.org. We've had someone just sign this 16 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. This is crazy. The son of Hawkins County Sheriff, Ronnie Lawson, was sentenced on 4 counts of attempted aggravated sexual battery that spanned across 2 years. Brendan Lewis Lawson is set to serve 1 year after pleading guilty. The sentence was initially 20 years, but was reduced to 1 year with the requirement of registering on the SO registry. The larger issue, however, is in fact that he had spent time in the Hawkins County Jail run by his father, and also had his case kept quiet until today when he pled and his sentence was reduced. The Hawkins County Sheriff's Office deactivated their Facebook profile as well as their website preparation for this news breaking. Sheriff Lawson has no business being involved in his son's case. Yes, that's true. And this sets a dangerous precedent for future offenders who will use this case as precedent to lighten their sentences. I agree. Lastly, this creates much doubt into the fair and objective investigative ability for Lawson in the Summer Wells case. I just said that. If he can't separate himself from a conflict of interest, he could easily put things above the true goal of the investigation into the disappearance of Summer Wells, which is getting justice for her no matter who's involved. We must demand that an entity investigates the role Sheriff Lawson played in the case of his son. If he wrongfully protected his son in any way, shape, or form, those are my words, he must resign. There is no place for preferential treatment in our justice system, especially by the man tasked with leading an investigation into the disappearance of Summer Wells in his county, which has been active for over 16 months and has led to 0 arrests, answers, or charges. He's always looked very creepy to me from the beginning. Always looked creepy. Now, you see, you can't hold down the truth. You cannot bury the real truth. As a member of his family, a direct bloodline, his son, who quote unquote has demons that he's been struggling and fighting with for years, means that he's been dealing with his son's demons too. And they damn sure kept this one quiet until the news broke. But my goodness, anybody else, it would have been a done deal. Got the conviction, 20 years, solid, bye-bye. There's some bad business being handled in Hawkins County. And as long as this guy remains sheriff, that is no good. I know everybody agrees with me on that one. That's no good. I'll come back to the chat room here. That's no good. Unbelievable. But that's what I came across. And I said, oh man, my mind went spinning. And I said, how do they keep this guy on with an open missing persons case concerning Summer Wells? You got registered RSOs out there in Hawkins County, Sullivan County. Oh my goodness. They're spread out. They're spread out so tight. They almost equal the trees out there. I couldn't believe that. I'm still like shaking my head at it. Because they kept it quiet. And I believe that they intimidated the families to make the judgment call that they made as well. Show leniency, have mercy, and all this other stuff. Got a plea deal. And then again, too, maybe they got some information as well from it, perhaps concerning the Summer Wells case. You know, when you got a lot of favors, under the table agreements, and all this other stuff going on, you want to put all the chips on the table at that time. And I think that's what they did here. 1 year. Oh, no. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Monguss. How you doing? That is absolutely crazy. You know who's running the show down there. He's been there for a long time. I think he's been sheriff down there for well over 20 years. I know that. Oh man. My head's still spinning from that. And he should mm, mm, mm. Yeah, there's some shady business there. There is some definite I mean, it compromises the whole sheriff's department. If he's allowed his son to go on this long, who's to say anybody in the sheriff's department is not linked up somehow in this? You know, going into private places and whispering private things about other people privately. It's worse than a movie. This is worse than than a movie. I don't usually drop the F-bombs in here. Yeah, they all got skeletons in their closet. And that hurts because each day that goes forward, each day that has gone forward since the time Summer went missing, this has been compromised, folks. No wonder they can't find anyone to charge or arrest in that case. Suppose someone does know what happened to Summer. Just suppose. And that's what they held over Lawson's head to prevent an arrest in the Summer Wells case. You don't tell on me, I won't tell on you. And we cool. Now that this has come out, maybe something might loosen up from this. And you know, Don is coming out. Donald Wells, Summer's father, he will be out of jail the end of this month. We're swinging right around the corner. The end of this month. Just take a look at something here. I think he's there until the 31st or the 30th. And you know that case is going to heat right back up again. Yeah, he's out, what, Monday? Yeah, they're going to let him out maybe Sunday or Monday of next week. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. The closing out date of this month. Don's going to be back out on the street. I think all the social media that's been following the Summer Wells case is going to skyrocket again, because everyone's going to start to go back in that direction and start to pick back at Donald to try to get his attention as to, since February, since they put him in there, all the way until now, what is he going to do now? How does he feel about Sheriff Lawson's son, now been convicted as an RSO? What does he think about that? Does he have any thoughts about him now that have changed? That's crazy. I wanted to share that. I came across that. I said, this is I'm speechless. I am speechless. Uncle G, how you doing? Why not just pin Summer Wells on him and give him the full 20 years? Crazy. Crazy. JDR is in the house. Welcome. I'm telling you, that's like, what? One big scam. Yeah. Snakes in the ground. You got that right, Gil. And they'll only just replace if he does resign, and I have, my thoughts about that. If the only consequence is resignation, then of course folks like this will continue to abuse the system. Yeah. It should warrant prison or jail time at the very least. Yeah. It should. But that I just feel that there's a cesspool down there. I mean, how do those folks handle this now? How are they going to handle it? I'll be out there protesting right in front of the sheriff's department for his resignation and get the feds in there to truly put an investigation probe on the whole department. He's working alongside the TBI, Churchill Rescue Squad, other agencies that have worked on the Summer Wells case. You mean to tell me that none of them don't have shit to say? How could they work alongside of a guy who happens to be the sheriff who calls the shots in that county, who had some very dark secrets in his family under these circumstances? Blows my mind. I live in a county like that. Who you know and who you blow. Money walks and both. Got you, Gil. I got you. Yeah, that case should be fully taken over out of the sheriff's department. A lot of things have to be done in order to clean that up. This case will stay compromised up until the matter at hand pertaining to Sheriff Lawson is taken care of properly. This is not good. It's not good for Summer. It's not good for anybody. 16 months, folks. Going on 17 now. 16 months this man has been in place. He could have guilty knowledge. He's playing a very, very dirty, dirty poker game with the law. That is no doubt in my mind. Wow. This breaks me up. I mean, oh man, a team of us on YouTube got together and raised that Summer Wells Reward Fund. It makes it really hard to even trust authorities. All this shit. Lady Cats, how you doing? It really breaks me up. A kind of power, I'm sure they feel hopeless and powerless. Yeah, the folks that live in that area, the whole freaking county. It's like ever since this case came out and she went missing on June 15th, and the way she went missing and how the parents responded to go out and search for her. Look at all of what's happened thus far. The whole entire case in its entirety. Don goes to jail for violating his probation. Candace is out there getting drunk, hanging out with people on YouTube. Grandma's in the shadows somewhere. The neighbor across the street's got a YouTube channel where she can't keep her mouth closed. She needs to keep her eyes and ears open for information that's floating around on YouTube that might implicate her and her boyfriend, possibly. The same folks that went out allegedly searching for Summer. Don gets out of jail the end of this month. From violating his probation. Candace has been quiet. What is she going to be talking to him about when he gets out? What are they going to do? Pick right back up where they left off? Believing that the child was abducted, and maybe perhaps with this new information now that has entered this case at this phase, at this time, 16 months later, I'm wondering what the both of them are thinking about the sheriff's office, the sheriff's department. Same people who were involved in searching and looking for Summer. Now they've laid back, given the case over to John Pruitt, Detective John Pruitt. You don't even hear any updates from him regarding where the case status is today. Meanwhile, Summer's still missing. Summer is still missing. And the conditions that she was brought up in, I mean, was one thing. But it just seems like this case, every time you turn around and a piece of new information comes up, it kicks you right in the teeth. The one who lurks in the shadows, following the narrative that Candace put out there. Gave her a piece of candy, went to wash her hands, gave her a piece of candy, took her in the house, told the boys to watch her. The swing that Summer used to swing on before she went missing. All this stuff about the driveway, the dog trail, where they searched. The neighbor that lives right across the street seemed to have known more about their business than they were handling their own. All of this. I covered this case as much and as extensively as I could, looking at every possible avenue of where Summer could have gone that day. It was stated this area here has a basement. This was identified by Cam and Allie cracking cases on YouTube. When they were there in person. You know, the neighbor's kid, I think his name is Damien or whatever, sneaking up in these wooded areas around the property, peeping Tom, poking his nose in their business, was also witnessed on the property on several occasions, hiding in the woods amongst the trees, peeping, looking, waiting. I forget the folks who sent me a lot of these personal different pictures of Summer. This was supposedly a picture taken at the Warriors State Park. And to lay my eyes on the conditions of the home. If there were issues of any domestic violence here, or abuse here, or anything, there should not have even been any children living in this place at all. If family services, children and family services were involved at all,
home with people that would care for her as her mother wasn't treating her correctly.
This is Cam from Cracking
we're going to talk
Cases.
about that, Rayburn. That's what I'm just talking about. She said there is no basement under the shed, but I can 100% assure you there is, and I'll tell you why. So just bear with me a minute. So we'll get into that. So, okay, first things first. So as far as the shed goes, when we went up there and was asked to come help with drywall, mechanic work, etc., come up there, I had asked if I could see the basement to the shed because I was told about it. And
just want to pause that for a second, make sure. I set that up right. Make sure you guys got sound. Unbelievable. All right. Let's see if I can go back and rewind it here. This is Cam from Cracking Cases, and he was talking about that particular piece of evidence that shed had a basement. And I'm not going to run this too long, but once again, we got evidence.
Home with people that would care for her as her mother wasn't treating her correctly. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Rayburn. That's what I'm just talking about. She said there is no basement under the shed, but I can 100% assure you there is, and I'll tell you why. So just bear with me a minute. So we'll get into that. So, okay, first things first. So as far as the shed goes, when we went up there and was asked to come help with drywall, mechanic work, etc., come up there, I had asked if I could see the basement to the shed because I was told about it in either November or December of 2021. I talked about it on a live stream we did right before Molly.
Type of one in the room if y'all can hear that clearly. Yeah, it does make it very hard to trust cold Pepsi. I just want to make sure y'all can hear that. Okay, great.
And them came in, and I said that I would, next time I went up there, that I would try to document it and film it. Well, when we went up there this past time, I was told that could not film. I was allowed to see it. Grandma walked us down there, me and Allie down there. We looked at it. It's off to the left-hand side of the gray shed down over the hill. It's only on one side of that gray shed. It only what I mean by is on the back side, it only goes about halfway across the bottom of that gray shed. And law enforcement had to kick the door open to that cellar / basement, whatever you want to call it, as nobody had a key to it. And all that's in there is food storage from back when Dawn's mom lived there. And the explanation I was given is because she's a Mormon and they stocked up on food and saved food. So, again, told we couldn't film. Thought that was strange. Didn't argue it because it's not my place to. I asked why multiple times. They said that's just the way it is. So that's what I was told.
That's what he was told. Couldn't film. Couldn't record anything. But it was seen and verified. I said, uh-oh. Could they have had the time to move her? Maybe there? It wasn't included in any of my research up until I heard that. I said, oh man, they got a basement. Oh man. In a shed. And I know. And I said, well, okay. Let me do this. Let me step back a little bit. And because I've covered an area, a lot of you know, since I went live covering the Summer Wells case, that Donald talked about someone taking her, throwing her into a truck, a car, and taking her to the other side of the mountain. And we went there because he took us there in a video recording that takes us to Chimney Top Loop. Why he went there specifically out of all places. It's just one, I believe, one of the areas that was first and foremost in his mind. I said, well, why did he take us there? What's the Chimney Top Loop does he believe is there? Out of all the other places that he could have taken us. He could have taken us to Mount Carmel, could have taken us to the church there, or anywhere else in Rogersville. But he specifically went to Chimney Top Loop. And we covered that. Let's see if I can. We've covered that. Because that Chimney Top Loop area's got well over 221.8 acres of undeveloped land over there. And I've studied that area to a point where just I said, wow. Let's see if I could. You know, if y'all can see that. It was about, give or take, 17 to 20 minutes, depending on the route that you take. Not very far. And this is right behind 110 Ben Hill Road, over the mountain on the other side. It's in Fall Branch. And I mapped out the route that Don took to Chimney Top Loop. And that's what it looks like in its entirety as you come off of Horton Highway. You make that right-hand turn, and this baby goes from blue to yellow, showing you the entire area in which he covered in a brief video run that he did. And we've covered this entire area where the power lines are. You've got homes built up and around this area. A number of YouTubers also went into this area to scout and scope to see what they saw, to get a little bit of a better idea as to the reason why Donald took this trip to Chimney Top Loop. We did a Tennessee grid map search of the entire area. This is how big it is, folks. Out of all the grids that you see here, this was the entire chunk of Chimney Top Loop. This is a huge piece of property. Well over 220 acres of land, undeveloped land. I'm thinking, okay, did they dump her here? Or did they take her to someone who lives in this area? There are 3 registered RSOs that live in this area. And according to what I was able to find, one of them moved out of state. But the number of RSOs on a per month basis starts to pop up more and more in and around this area during the last 16 months of the Summer Wells case. I said, that baby didn't have a chance. Didn't have a chance. All that nonsense and business and drug running and then come to find out 16 months later that the sheriff's son has now confessed to aggravated battery on 4 counts, should have gotten 20 years. It's not even a slap on the wrist to say, hey, you're going to sit in jail for 1 year. Hell, it's a pit stop. Same thing Donald got. Little pit stop. Just to show the people that we're doing our job. And you figure it. Donald did 11 months and change. Give or take. His time was shortened. Good behavior and all this other stuff. Supposed to spend about 11 months and change in there. Right? Just on a probation violation. Think of it now. Think of it. Almost a year. Almost a year. Not quite, but almost a year. Here, this guy is convicted on 4 counts. Pled guilty. Supposed to do 20 years. And they give him what they gave Donald. under a lesser charge. Donald had the lesser charge and almost did what this guy's about to do. Think about that. We had boots on the ground at Chimney Top Loop here. Well, we did find out that there were RSOs in and around this area. But I wanted to show you that the game is about to get picked up again. Steam on the Summer Wells case is going to be picked up again. Don's coming out at the end of the month to be reunited with Candace. Grandma's still in the shadows, lurking. What are they going to do now? How are they going to continue to deal with this situation about Summer being missing? Oh my goodness, YouTube is going to have a field day for those content creators that have been covering the case. Me, myself, I'm going to sit tight and watch. And if I can bring you any updates on this case, legitimate, solid updates on this case, I will. As I stated in the very beginning of covering the case. But 16 months later, folks, this is where this case stands. Unbelievable. I want to get back to the comments in the chat. Yeah, the coverage of each other's butts is more important than the reward fund. Into something shady, yeah. And we found out about the reward fund now, you know, as to what had occurred with that, and then all this name calling back and forth, and we're still awaiting the court's decision to this day as to what they're going to do with the remaining portion of the reward fund. Still waiting for the judge to make a determination. And all that hard work that we did on the Summer Wells Marathon to help increase the reward fund, which we did. Everyone who supported it, who supported our channel, we did that. Made an impact. Made some people mad. But we did it anyway. Only to find out what we now know about the case today. That got into some kind of peril. Now this case gets into even further peril with the sheriff's and his son. Where does the case go from here? Where does the case go from here? Makes you think, makes you wonder, what the hell's going on? Law enforcement, legal system, police behavior on a lot of these cases. Are you kidding me? I mean, we could do better than that. But it just seems like there's just a different game plan. I said, are these people actually writing a script to a movie that they saw? Are they trying to act out a script to a movie that they saw with all these different cases coming about? It seems like law enforcement now, more so than ever before, has had a tough time dealing with missing persons cases than with any other case. When people go missing, it really challenges law enforcement to do their job. If you've noticed, you know, that Eliza Fletcher case, you know, the young woman who went jogging and somebody snatched her up off the street. Next thing you know, She was found dead shortly thereafter. It's crazy. Breonna Greer, young lady who was taken into custody by police, handcuffed, put in the back of a patrol car, and then while the patrol car was in motion, she accidentally fell out of the car, handcuffed. Police officer didn't know it until he went further down the road. Obviously, the Breonna Taylor's case. You know what happened there. That case is still in motion. One of the police officers that was a part of that raid on Breonna Taylor's home that night pled guilty to excessive force in an unrelated case. Pled guilty. Police corruption, police brutality. If it's not one thing, it's another. But when it comes to missing persons, these people are totally ill-equipped. Take, for instance, the Daniel Robinson case. Here's a 25-year-old field geologist who went to work, didn't come home. Did not come home. And I was doing a little, you know me, I started going back. I'm rethinking some things about the case because in our last live covering the Daniel Robinson case, we covered some deep details as to the two systems. It was a part of Daniel's Jeep, the infotainment system and the black box. Distinguishing between the two and how they collect data, process data, only to find out that data told us a whole lot more about where that Jeep went, when the airbags deployed, why the additional 11 miles, and how the police treated the investigation. Did Daniel even make it to the second well site? Because prior to him getting to that site, allegedly, he had worked at another site, a site out in Verrado. I went back. I gotta find it. Is that 10? Mueller? Nope. Gotta find that. I'll find it in a second. And I'm like, okay, it's gotta be here. No, that's North Watson. A little further. Verrado. Here we go. And thank you all for joining me this evening. I'm just doing a little birthday thing. The thing I like to do. Let me take that comment down and I come back. North Verrado Way. He went to this Shell station here. Into this shell station here. Possibly topped off his gas tank. Or perhaps bought something else here. But he came here. This open area. That would most certainly have cameras. Capture people's movement at the pumps. Capture people's movement entering and exiting this food market. Also cameras adjacent to that business. Restaurants, Taco Bell, all up and down North Verrado Way here, where Daniel picked up his gas. Turn to go 1.25 miles, possibly here, and over to the job site. To the well site, which is also, this area is under development as well. Daniel was out here taking water samples, testing ground sediments, making notes, taking pictures. And it was here there was that phone call made to Ken Elliott, the gentleman he was supposed to meet at the second well site, where Daniel allegedly went missing. There's a communication between the two of Daniel asking for directions on how to get to that site. He calls Steve, Daniel that is, calls Steve at New Matrix, maybe also to ask him for the directions to the site, which leads us to believe that Daniel didn't have directions to the site. If he didn't, how the hell did he get there? How did he get there? Did Daniel use his phone as a GPS, or with what coordinates? What information did Daniel have on an exact location or an address? Somewhere off Sun Valley Parkway. No, I think I would need a little bit more specific information about how to get to Sun Valley Parkway. So, how you doing, Molly? Good that you can join us. But yeah, how did he get there? Did something happen here at North Verrado Way? Did something happen here at the first job site? And then someone connected to I-10 took the route all the way down that leads you to Sun Valley Parkway. White Tank Mountains are here. It don't take that long to get there. Oh, it's a long way. But they got these maps changing names and streets and all this other stuff. But it wasn't far. I don't want to bore you with this. I hadn't really planned on showing you this, but I'm starting to see red grid lines on these maps now, outlining different areas. I started coming back here, and I said, okay, this is what they want us to believe, that he came right here and wanted us to believe that he not only came here, but he met with Ken. The front of this gate here, we talked about the red paint on the gate. Wyatt went out there physically, personally, and checked that gate, inspected that gate. What you see here before you is not there anymore. He said, it appears to be new, John. That's what he told me. I said, wow. He said he had taken pictures of that, which he did send me. I was interested in this gravel drive here. Is that new? Was this just placed down in there? Did something happen here? This is right off the Parkway, folks. This Trillium Corporation that's building the new smart community out here on well over 32,000 acres and $600 million. It's already on the table. Those folks are not going to let anybody stop them from building that development. Daniel's job was to go out here to make sure that the water quality out here met up to par. Was part of his assignment. But we've found out that this is where his Jeep ended up, way out here, about 2.5 miles south of that well tank area that he was supposed to work with Ken Elliott, crashed up in a 20-foot ravine. Police come out here a few times. They get a little bit of activity. Meanwhile, Daniel's father, David Robinson, has to come out here, and he's been out here in this area for the last 16 months. Equal to the time of the Summer Wells case when she went missing. He's still out there today. He's got a YouTube channel to try to promote information about his missing son. This was the well tank area where Daniel was supposed to be working with Ken Elliott, but his story kept changing. Police never went back to re-interview him about anything regarding his timeline because it doesn't work. He had to change his timeline because it didn't match up to his statement. Was Daniel here? Did he even make it this far? Well, one thing we do know from this point, 2.5 miles south, Daniel's car, his Jeep, ended up right here. Off the road in the ravine. 20-foot ravine area. Right outside this area. A parcel of land that's under development now. Not very far. Right there. In the nook of this ravine. Planted there. placed there, crashed there. Well, Miss Justice, Molly 13 is good. She was just letting me know that she was late. She didn't get notification. Molly 13 was good. Cold Pepsi, good to see you. I don't see anything wrong with that statement, Miss Justice. She's good. I got much love for Miss Molly 13. Just go for the heavier words. But yeah. So when people go missing, how they go missing, where they go missing, who knows that they're missing. It's just different. I don't know. And each missing person case, just like Quentin Simon's case, he goes missing. Now they're looking for him in a landfill. They're looking for him in a landfill. Get back to some of your statements here. Yeah. Definitely, if you're interested in signing that petition, they need as many names as possible on that petition. Get him out. Get him out of there. He doesn't belong there. He needs to be investigated by the feds. By his son pleading guilty, that has compromised the full Summerwell case from day one. From day one. And as long as he stays there, that's no good for them. What is Daniel's dad's theory? Well, he didn't go out there, crash his Jeep, take off all his clothes, leave all of his equipment, cell phone, car keys, all his personal belongings out there, and strip down and walk away to become a monk. His theory was foul play. All of the information that he was able to get from law enforcement, get from other folks, such as Ken Elliott, the rancher who found Daniel's Jeep, and some other folks that's surrounding this case, all tell him that there's some shady business out there for a young black man, age 25, to be a field geologist working in the middle of nowhere by himself that ended up going missing. Kind of figure what the hell's wrong with that picture. They got a $600 million smart community development in groundbreaking stages going on. The last thing that they would need is to have a negative report on water quality, because that stopped the project until that has been remedied. Now, you're not going to stop $600 million. A corporation called the Trillium Corporation, which is a conglomerate of some very big, powerful people from the Howard Hughes Corporation. Let's see if I still have that. We showed it on one of the lives I had did. Let's see if I kept it. Me and Renegade actually covered that information. I'm trying to see if I can look that up. We showed what it looked like everything. I mean, that is some community. Driving directions, power. I think I found it. Okay. At the Douglas Ranch. Oh, we did a research here. Neutral, what's up, brother? Cold Pepsi. This is a $600 million as a first marker on the Trillium Douglas Ranch Community Development Project, all out right off of Sun Valley Parkway. They're also, which to include a new Interstate 11, which would run from south to north from a different location. And this is just to give you an idea. And when Randy and I had found this, we said, oh shit. They're going to be building little villages. Village 1 is a business park. Village 2, active adult. Village 3, family residential. Village 4, family residential. Village 5, executive, large lot and patio. Village 6, family residential. All of this. We pulled this. We found this. Let me find. This is in Village 3, Community Core. Community Center, elementary schools, neighborhood retail services, pedestrian underpath, community park. They had this whole thing outlined. Like a utopia. Like Chucky, California. Where everybody knows your name. No one knows you're in the water in your car upside down for 2 weeks. Even though police searched that particular area at Prosser Lake, only to find out that an independent team of divers went in there and found the car in 38 minutes. A community like that. This is the community that they're looking to build here too. A smart community, a smart city operating off solar power. It may even have its own satellite connections. This is huge. Interstate 11, it's huge. Runs right up from north to south. As you can see right here, a whole interstate. It connects Phoenix and Las Vegas, the largest U.S. cities not connected by interstate, which would create major economic opportunities, connect the U.S. Western military bases, provide relief for congestion on Interstate 5, enhance international freight and trade by connecting the United States of America to Mexico and Canada. That's how big this is. That's how big this is. Next generation infrastructure. First section of the new highway system. Proving grounds for innovative technology. Autonomous vehicles. Interesting. Probably electric. Maybe even smart cars that we don't see yet. Charging lanes. So these will be battery operated. They will be smart cars. Truck platooning. So in digging to get this research, looking at the desert and then filling in the blanks as to the reason why Daniel went missing begins to make sense. Maybe Daniel found something he wasn't supposed to find. Maybe his report had in it something that wasn't supposed to be a part of the report. As far as I was able to find out, working in the background, we were able to identify that Daniel did submit a report of his findings of some of the samples that he was able to collect. I don't know if it was from the Verado well site or from the second well site in the Sonoran Desert. Whatever it was, he did submit. And I'm thinking, based upon that submission, all of a sudden, he goes missing. Jennifer, how you doing? Good to see everybody. Well, thank you all for coming. Just say happy birthday to John Q. Come hang out with me. I didn't mean to get into all of this with you, but these were just a couple of things on my mind I wanted to share with you, and to let you know that I got much love for everyone that supports my channel, has supported my channel. And someone just sent me something. Hold on. Raj. Well, thank you. Happy birthday. Oh, man. All right. Wait a minute. There's another one. You guys didn't have to do that. Oh, my God. I don't want to give out people's private information here, but Miss Lorraine, thank you. My God. Oh, much love to you. Y'all killing me today. Y'all are killing me today. Thank you so much for that. Raj, thank you. Wow. Leslie, thank you. My God, much love to all of you for doing that. When I started my channel, I didn't know how this was going to go, folks. I says, I don't know, maybe it might be too much. Maybe I might be getting in way over my head, whatever. But nope. I said, well, you never know until you try. People like you, they'll let you know. People don't like you, they'll let you know that too. And I've had my share of both. And I'm not one of those big extraordinaire channels that has, well over 100,000 folks. They work every single day to get that kind of viewership. Just like the mainstream media. Those people are dedicated because they know they're getting paid, because they have their channels lined up for that particular thing. And there's nothing wrong with being compensated for good work, where there's a value that people can walk away with. It's just that other content creators that don't do good work, those are the ones that shouldn't even have a channel. We should have a mandatory tutorial on how to have a channel, how to conduct yourself properly so that you don't get strikes and all this other stuff going on your channel. You know, since I've had my channel, I have not had a strike. Not one. And I started what, 2018? 2018, end of 2018, 19, somewhere in there. And the channel's been clean since. I'm very careful on the content that I select. I always try to make sure that I don't inflict any negative copyright infringement in any way, shape, or form, and give credit to the original content creator and originator of the information that I do share. So that way, oh, Rod, you found me through 54 Keys? And I adore you. Okay. Well, much love to you, Raj. Thank you. Thanks for the great content. I'm a lady, by the way. I bet you are. I know you are now. Thank you. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Raj. Thank you for that. Maybe someone should look to see if he had a copy of the submission on his computer. Yes, his computer laptop was left at the Jeep. So his dad, David, got that stuff now. He's looking through all of it as much as he can. Even anything that may be layered up in the clouds somewhere to try to pull that information. But like I said, the next time I do a case update on the Daniel Robinson case, Mr. David Robinson will be a part of that. I've already been in contact with him. And we're just trying to schedule a time for that particular date and time to do that live so he can give us the new updates that he's able to release. There's some information coming out the case, that's for sure. There are some new developments and new information coming out the case, but I'm not going to jump the gun on any of it without his consent and permission, just as I told him from the beginning. Anything he does share with me has to be cleared by him. And that's where he was able to feel comfortable enough to know that he could join my live and do those live updates with me together. And he's been, well, thank you, JDR. Thank you. Yeah, he's been very glad and honored to have done that, you know, since, well, thank you. Cats, cats, cats. Yes, that's correct. Okay, there you go. See, I'm glad we got that straightened out tonight, Raj. Yeah. One of the most important things as a content creator when you go live, I've learned the hard way. I'm still trying to get better at it too. And this is the reason why I open up all of my lives giving shout outs to my viewers. It does take a little time, but it's worth the time to do that. A viewer comes to your channel not only to hear about what you're there to talk about, what you're there to cover, what content you're there to present, but also wants to be acknowledged when they write a comment, if they have a question, things of that nature. You know, I do when I go to other people's channel. I went to a new channel that just showed up covering the Kylie Rodney case, and I made a couple of comments. I had thrown in a couple of questions. It required about maybe 2.5 line sentences, but not long. and everybody else is listening, and this content creator would not put her eyes on the chat. Everywhere in the room, looking up at the ceiling, moving her hands, body language, and everything. She had a notebook and pad in front of her and kept referring to that. And I sat there for almost 10 minutes. I may be guilty of it too. Sat there for 10 minutes. When is she going to answer my question? And it's a pertinent question about the Kylie Rodney case. You know, regarding the 38 minutes, the dive team that found Kylie Rodney's Jeep. And she's just looking and I'm like, okay, let me write it again. So I wrote it again. Another 10, 15 minutes. She's still not reading the chat. So one of her moderators put down, read John's question. Read John's question. You know, with the stop sign and the hand pointing the finger at read John's question. And I sat there for 30 minutes. I was like, huh? I'm like, huh? Oh, man. Well, yes. Thank you, Wyatt. Thank you. You know, and a major shout out to you because that new information is a game changer. You know, finding out about the infotainment system and the black box thing, you know, it made a huge difference. Yeah, I didn't, you know, I was more concerned about what the private investigator had found out and the report that he should have given David, which he didn't give David still to this day, 16 months later. David is still waiting for a report from the first investigator who worked with him based on that information. But it was good enough for it to have been revealed to a degree in the police report regarding the infotainment system that was a part of recording the data regarding Daniel's Jeep, when those ignition cycles happened, what time they stopped, when was the last ignition cycle, and the final time Daniel's car moved, 12:54. Because right after 12:54, well, hence you got the last ignition cycle, hence the 11 miles, and then you have the 20-foot ravine with Daniel's Jeep, where it was laid in that final area. But we're looking into that story. But like I said, I'm going to have David Robinson on so that we can cover that information and let him release what he's being extremely careful about releasing. And thank you, Miss Justice. That's my email. If you want to get a hold of me, contact me. I've got Miss Carol Smith. I love Carol. Oh, everybody should have a Carol. Everybody. You know, for folks to really be on the cusp of, you know, investigating a case or, you know, researching a case, you need to have a Carol Smith. Because she's nonstop and she doesn't stop until, you know, she can't find anything. And then once you have collected all of what she sent you, then you can come out and present. And Carol has just been extraordinary since day one. So much love goes to Carol. Well, thank you, Miss Marley. Yes, Hugh. Oh, shit, it's your birthday. Oh, my goodness. Yes, Miss T. Sophia is in the building. Hello, Miss T. Sophia. Yes. And I've even spoken to T. Sophia about some things, and she shared with me a photo that was taken during the course of the Daniel Robinson case, where memory card. Okay. Which was thrown into this case, a Facebook photo of allegedly a car that was supposed to be Daniel's from the rear. We found a lot of strange things that were wrong with it. And Miss T. Sophia got on the phone and John, there's something that don't smell right here. I said, talk to me. And we talked. You know, why was this picture taken? You figure, why was this picture taken? Oh, these folks strangely found out that Daniel's car was a Jeep that went missing out in the Sonoran Desert, and they came across it and decided to take a picture and post it on Facebook? Why did they take a picture to begin with? Why is it so blurry? Why couldn't they just get out the car, whatever, whether the car was in motion or not? Why couldn't it have been a clear picture, license plate, all that stuff, and then that picture sent directly to David? Why post it on Facebook? And then David found out later that there was a picture taken of allegedly Daniel's car, and he said, well, who took that picture? Who took that picture? And yes, and thank you, Miss T. Sophia, for working with me directly. Miss T. Sophia, along with Randy and Miss Yunu, Mr. Boss Blake, and a couple of other folks working behind the scenes to chop this information up on this case. And man, we came out the box. We ran for 5 and 6 hours at a time, each meeting. And I still got stuff I cannot release until I get David's consent. I got pictures, man, of these folks. Literally, we've scanned the internet for this information. It wasn't easy just deciphering the last names of these people in the police report. Now, just think about that. T. Sophia knows how we did it. Wyatt knows how it was done. We shared that information, and it's like, believe it or not, it's great. It's a great way to investigate. It's working with blind spots, redacted words, like they redacted the last name in the police report concerning Daniel. And I said, well, this redaction looks like it's got 7 letters in it. And yeah. How are you matching that up? And I would take my pointer and I'd said, okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, end of redaction. It's got to have 7 letters in it. And sure enough, just from the 7-letter redaction, we were able to find out every single one of the last names right down the line. And people started matching up in the police report. One of our investigative techniques on how to see through the redactions to get the information to continue furthering your investigation. And man, we came up with a pile of stuff, and I'm just been dying to share it and show it. But it's an open investigation, and 2, like I said, I am not going to make a move without David's consent to do so, because it may compromise or jeopardize the investigation. Somebody jumps, somebody makes a phone call, sends an email, someone says, meet me here, we got to talk, and change the whole dynamic, and I don't want to do that. Not going to. Cap Nation, humongous Cap Nation. Yeah, yours is coming up. We'll be arriving in Cap Nation in the month of latter part of December into January. So we will be arriving very shortly there, Hugh. Hang on. Hopefully you'll do a live. Yes, I am. And today being the last day of Libra, because tomorrow we swing right into Scorpio. We got Mr. Boss Blake's birthday next Wednesday. Definitely. 45 is in the building. 45. All right. There was a police officer on duty, Ron, who deals with automobile accidents. He did talk about the black boxes and vehicles and what can be learned from them. You may go there and maybe glean something. Thank you, JDR. Thank you. I'm glad Duty Ron had the chief forensic medical examiner from New York, my state, and a forensic pathologist on there to try to clear up some of the misconceptions and myths about the Kylie Rodney autopsy and toxicology report. I was going to do it, but then again, just this past week, he had them on and gave clarity to the situation, in which there was some things I did agree with and then definitely some things I didn't. But I'm glad he was able to do that to give clarity to how to understand that report. It's an 18-page report, and I compared that to the Kanika Jenkins autopsy and toxicology report, whereas both reports cover some information about cerebral edema. In Kanika Jenkins' report, it was non-specific, meaning that the medical examiner could not determine the cause of the cerebral edema in her case, head swelling. In Kylie Rodney's case, it wasn't specified to the degree of understanding why the edema was present, only the fact that she drowned. And they couldn't even present that in any kind of understandable detail either. But it was a finely well-written report, which it was. It was short, brief, to the point. They wanted to get in, get out. Everything was normal, natural, in its place, unremarkable, all these words that they use. And closed the report because they wanted to close the case. Now, when you have the sheriff and the coroner working out of the same office with two different hats, I have a problem with that. When a car goes into a lake in the water on August the 6th, and yet when they find the car August 21st and they write that in as the date of death, I have a problem with that. If you have video surveillance footage that shows her car going in the water on the 6th, you would have to also believe that she was in the car at that time to some degree. You would have to. But hence, that's a blind spot. We don't know if she was driving that car on the 6th into the lake at that time. So they didn't take a chance because they didn't have the information. So they started her death date on the 21st. I have a problem with that. Now, when CHP's report comes out, if it comes out, if they're going to release it, that information should be part of their report, along with the FBI's report, based on the forensics that they did before CHP got to it. Definitely. Okay. Oh, people just gang busting me today. Wow. So, well, thank you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. I got 4 happy birthdays on my phone. Wow. So it's incredible to cover these cases the way we've done, and in a way that we try to make it make sense. It's got to make sense. Because the case was designed not to make any sense to begin with. It comes out the gate not making sense. The Kanika Jenkins case came out the gate not making sense. She should have went home that night after the birthday party of Irene. but she didn't. And a lot of things are going to be broken down on the next roundtable, session 6. You know, I'm going to suggest the title be In the Line of Sight to Boss Blake and 54 Keyz, because we're taking a look at a dynamic working alongside of some great content creators. Monguss D, Mr. Jacky Dragon, IHQ has analyzed a couple of photographs for us, and they're working behind the scenes on some additional stuff. And there are some other channels out there still on the case and putting out great content. So to have that in conjunction, everything going on in conjunction with us moving forward with the Kanika Jenkins case 5 years later from a case that happened September of 2017, is great to work alongside folks that, we're not here for the other garbage stuff. We're here to work. And we can bounce questions and ideas and information back and forth together to get clarification and confirmation on a number of things, to some degree overlooked, and on a number of things we all agree about that we have seen already. It was good to have that kind of a team now put together just to do that one thing and complement the other while doing it. Thank you, Miss 45. Much love to you. Thank you. My goodness, that's right. Absolutely. You leave with who you came with. That's right. And in that case, they left her. In Kylie's case, they left her. Hello, Carrie Lawson is in the building. I see you there, Carrie. Thank you, love. Yes, Hugh, I saw the surveillance of her car. Allegedly, her car. You really couldn't see the whole outline. This is at night, and it's from a camera that's, at a great distance. But the lights that show a car heading down in that area and then disappearing into the lake is what we actually see. On the 6th, morning of the 6th, so apparently in the same location that the lights disappear is where they found the car on August 21st in 14 feet of water, about 55 feet from the shore. And they found it right away, 38 minutes. Boats in the water. Hey, what's this? They put a magnet down there, which is a great technique to find metal. That was very smart. Sort of like, and it's an unorthodox way that they use. Smart though, because it's all about science. To locate a car underwater without having to be in the water yet, even though they have sonar, special sonar that was tracing and tracking the depth of the area that they were in. And damn, they came out and found a car. And we came out of the Daniel Robinson case and found those names, those redacted names. Bingo. Just like sticking the magnet in the water, finding the car. Most in the blind, but they found the car. We found the names. So we know about Caitlin. We know her last name. We know the rancher's full name. We know Shannon, whom the rancher was with the day he found Daniel's Jeep. We know his full name. where he's at, what he does, his job of employment, how long he's been doing it, who he has hired, the businesses that these people have their hands in is remarkable. And once again, much love goes to T. Sophia, Renegade Randy Renegade, my brother. I haven't heard from him in a bit. And Miss Yunu, along with Mr. Boss Blake. We dug into that baby hard and found some things. So we got that care package all on the side, ready and waiting for David's approval. Absolutely. And that's what it takes. You know, I've always wanted to work with other content creators. Yeah, especially if it's the same case. And we can put our minds and heads together and collaborate in a way to where we're not there to, throw our egos on the table. And it's not about us. It's about the case. It's about the people that we are discussing. That's what we need to focus on. Not about another YouTube content creator. Now, how do you learn facts about a case trying to knock down or compete or try to compete with a YouTube content creator? You're not there for the right reason then. You're not there for the right reason. So, you're wasting your time. Thank you guys so much for your dedication to the Kanika Jenkins case. You guys are the bomb team. I love your chemistry together. Well, thank you, Miss 45. Yes, J for K. Justice for all those. The police don't care about us. Absolutely. Absolutely, Miss 45. I totally agree. And we're still on it. And I think this session is going to be a head spinner. I know it's going to be a head spinner. We've been working with specific pieces of information that tell a very clear, concise, accurate story. The video surveillance footage everybody knows has been edited, manipulated, tampered with. Yes. The FOIA disclosure tells us what the attorneys for the village of Rosemont did to the information that they posted on the public safety website. So by reading that, it's to say this is what you are to expect. We messed with this a little bit because of privacy policies, Privacy Act, privacy laws. And we can't cut but so far, but we'll give you what we have. Oh man, they did a shitty job doing it. Out of 100 employees of the hotel that should have been interviewed, there weren't. There weren't, especially 2 employees that should have been interviewed that were found on video surveillance footage downstairs in the East Kitchen and in the dishwashing area. Should have been interviewed, but weren't. I think there was something about a non-disclosure agreement that the employees had to sign at the Crown Plaza Hotel concerning the Kanika Jenkins case, that they couldn't talk to anybody at all about what happened on September 8th, September 9th, and into the 10th. There are 2 key employees that should have been interviewed. Key, because Kanika had to have seen them. They had to have seen her. There's no way on the time clock, on the time stamp. We got a head spinner for you about talking about the timestamps. It's going to blow your mind. we'll be able to not only show you the evidence and the proof of it, we'll be able to explain it. Man, when you see that part of the segment we are about to do, you're going to know everything walking away. Hot damn. Ooh. And they did not expect content creators like us working on the case, the ones that I've mentioned, as part of the roundtable, okay, to go this far, dig this deep to get what we got. And there's an open civil trial ongoing right now. And if anything that we reveal on the roundtable that gets back to Miss Teresa Martin to have her lawyers look into, guess what? She'll have that information available. Anything that we put out pertaining to the content on the roundtable that spins ahead and clears up questions and boldly stands in front of you as the bold, honest to God truth, and it stirs some people, it pisses some people off. For some people, the truth is not for everybody. But what's going to stand in the end is the absolute truth. Because as my brother Unc Fed used to say, you know, it don't bend, the truth don't break, and the truth don't fold. Piss some people off. Who are these people on the round table? Where the hell they come from? Well, they're YouTube content creators that have gotten together to study the Kanika Jenkins case, and I think that they're getting someplace now. Take their channels down. Strike their channels. They shouldn't be putting out this kind of information. It's misleading the public. No, not at all. Because when you see it for yourself, I doubt very much you're going to sit there and say, I'm going to sit here and mislead myself. No, that don't work. Yeah, this is a big one. The truth don't need no help, Hugh. That's right. When you got good people working on it, yeah, those are the rightful owners. Those are the ones that'll make a difference. And we may not have a direct impact on changing any of the dynamics of the case, but the information is valid and will stand scrutiny too. And will stand boldly as facts and not fiction. That's for sure. And in session 6, you know, once we confirm the date and the time, and that goes to be released, and we cover that information, this one's going to fine tune parts 1, session 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 tightly, because that's the way it should be. Definitely. That's right. Right, Nosy Bug. That's right, Carrie. This 45, yep. Ever. So yeah, once we get that set, then we're good to go. And I'm just honored to know that the kind of, and this is not a regular type of, you know, well, we'll work maybe an hour and then come back to it maybe next week. No, no, no. This is straight hours, 4, 5, 6 hours of work on the table. Because once we find a lead to something and we begin to chop and disseminate that lead, and it leads us to new information to attach to it, we start connecting the dots. That leads to new information to look in different places and to go back to statements and then take another look at the photos, metadata, to see if it lines up with the time. There's a lot going on there. And it's great to have a very intimate investigation on these items to make sense out of it, because all we're trying to do is really make sense of the timeline that they screwed up on purpose. On purpose. Screw up the timeline. You can't find where the event, what time the event occurred, is what they've really messed with. Was she here? Was she there? Was she here at this time, or was she there at that time? No, that puts her in 2 places at the same time. That can't happen, so we got to move on. Nope. It's how they did it. It's how they did it. And we're starting to say, oh, yeah, now we see a little bit better why they did it. See, because it all goes back to one word for the Crown Plaza Hotel. Just that one word, and I've said it over and over and over again. Liability. Liability. They want zero liability in operating their business. Kanika going missing and then Kanika eventually being found deceased there created a liability. So what they had to basically do was manipulate the narrative, in which they did. We know that. Rosemont Police Department, based on their report, how they were able to cover as much as they did, seemed to have satisfied the hotel based on their investigation to have it released the way they did on the public safety website, all those files. I wonder if Truckee will do the same thing in the death investigation of Kylie Rodney. Now that they've deemed it an accident, I wonder if they're going to put her case files on their public safety website for us to take a look at. Everything from the autopsy, toxicology. Once everything is concluded, I wonder if they're going to do the same thing. Since that's what Rosemont Police Department did. I don't know. If we put it on the website, these YouTube sleuths may find out the real deal. Yeah, we just might. They don't want to get messed up in that storm, especially if the round table looks at it. Oh shit, the information got to the round table? All those people, I just don't like them. That guy Boss Blake on that round table, man, he asks the right questions. I don't like him. And 54 Keyz breaks it down like no other. She got a lot of people riding with her too, man. We can't chance that. And that John Q stick, that cue ball guy. Who the hell is he? I don't know. We really need to think about that. They understand our community. They thought we were going to let it pass. That baby didn't walk in that freezer looking like that. That's right. They didn't expect us to check the metadata on the picture, line it up with the timeline from the video footage, and see it's off. That's what we did. And one big way they lied. How they were able to allow deletions, deleted motions, frozen stills to end up in video surveillance footage that should always be constant, always should be consistent, always should be in motion. To act the way the video surveillance footage acts in this case, I shouldn't even let that fly. It was never challenged, though. It's being challenged now in the civil trial. I'm sure of it. Because that's the only way to get to the heartbeat of the truth, especially based on, the defendants in the case. The hotel, Murray Brothers Caddyshack Restaurant, Capitol Security, HBO Hospitality. HBO. Did I say HBO? Not HBO. All those entities, corporate entities that are involved in this case, been tied together because of it. Now they got to swing together because of it. But the liability is, believe me, the true liability is going to fall back on the hotel, not the people who were at the party. That was the cause. The effects happen later with the hotel, what they decided to do. Those are the ones that are going to pay the biggest price. Meanwhile, the cause, the people regarding the cause of it, might be a different type of justice for them. That karma stuff may not get you right now, but you've earned it. You got to get the reward somewhere. You got to get the reward somewhere. And believe me, God makes that reward happen, that's for sure. I know I missed a couple of your comments. Damn shame how they did that, poor baby. Yeah, I'm sick of them. Yeah, they damn sure did. John Q, I believe in my heart and spirit that you guys are going to break this wide open. We're riding with the Q and the boss as well. Okay. We need everybody to ride with us. Because if you see something and you have our email, you can contact us. Nosybug just sent me a huge email. I haven't even looked at it yet. But a huge email with pictures and video, and I just saw how many attachments she had to it. I was like, okay. But I got to go live first and get this out the way. Then we're going back. Take a look at it. Because any one of you could see something that may make the difference in what we're working with at any given time. We've even opened up, as part of the roundtable, a Speak Your Piece session where you get to come up on panel and speak your piece. That's how flexible the roundtable has been created to be. You just don't sit in a chat and hope they read your comment. No, you can come up, say, look, here's your shot. What did you ever want to say about the Kanika Jenkins case that maybe some folks didn't read your comment in the chat regarding? Question or comment? Now you step up on panel now and let us address it. That's what we're here to do. And get it out in the open. because that's the best way to handle it. They never treated it as a crime scene before they saw the so-called video of her allegedly walking in the freezer. You would think a dead would warrant some kind of crime tape. Yeah. Well, they used, this is, I guess the budget said something there. They used the actual kitchen, since it was just so outlined and isolated and already under construction. They just formed the entire crime scene as the outline of the upper kitchen. No one in, no one out. That's how they did it. So no need for any kind of crime tape, because the whole damn kitchen was the crime scene in its entirety. All they had to do was make sure nobody went in. Okay, Hugh, I got you. You funny. You funny as fuck, Bree Bree. Oh, shit. I'm shy. Too many people in the chat. Yeah, that's 45. That's why we have a speak your piece. And a lot of people have enjoyed that too. And now they get out of a comfort zone of just sitting in the chat. They dropping links. Whoa, I want to jump up there and maybe pose a question, maybe add a comment, or give a point of view. Right, Hugh? Give a point of view, right, Hugh? Yeah, the crime scene was definitely tainted, contaminated from day one. Day one. It was contaminated before we saw the food and beverage manager actually walk in there on video surveillance footage. Already contaminated. It held the evidence of how she got in there, in the freezer. And they went in front of us, in our face, and contaminated the crime scene as we watched it. As we watched it. Officer after officer after officer after officer, fire department, the people from the Evanston funeral home. Oh, man. One at a time. But Officer PSO Walsh, he did the most. He did the most. Especially being alone in that area by himself, moving things, opening up cooler and freezer doors, and moving objects to hold those doors open. Not only contaminates the crime scene, but then compromises the way it was originally found. Definitely. And you're welcome, Miss 45. That's what we try to do. That's what we try to do. As best as we can. Now, I made mistakes covering the Kanika Jenkins case. I mean, shit, we all have. You know, we're not, law enforcement background and educated in forensics and all the other, but we find out moving forward. That's where we got our knowledge from, moving forward from those mistakes. Got to start somewhere. Everybody learns how to tie their shoe. You're not going to get it right the first time, or maybe even the second, or maybe even the third. But the more you do, the closer you get to doing it right. You should never be afraid of doing it in the first place, because you're going to learn something to do it right. That's what the round table has come to do. Now that we've been experienced at the case, we've got knowledge of the case, know who the players are. Now we gather the perspective, not just from one person, but from many people that now can make a contribution to that perspective to complement yours. I don't see it that way. Oh, okay. What do you see? And we hear that perspective. And then we don't throw egos on the table going back and forth to say, "Oh, well, no, I'm far more right than you are. No, I'm more right than you." No, that's the bullshit that we've definitely kept outside of the office. So let's carefully evaluate that and take a look at it together. Maybe we can pull out what we can agree on, push those other things aside, and let's agree on what we're pulling out together, and then revisit that, and then see if any of the other parts fit from there. That's called being meticulous about it, not ridiculous about it. I'll get the courage to come up one day. I hope you do. I hope you do. Who got a promotion, Hugh? No, he's laughing at something over there. Who got the promotion? Somebody had a baby? Okay. See, y'all having a little private chats going on in there. Yeah, it's not about yeah, the proof debunks a lot of things. You know, when you have the facts clearly in front of you, it kind of debunks all of the other stories automatically. We ourselves don't really need to say too much about debunking. You know, not like a Gray Hughes, flat out, plain and clear as day from day one was out to debunk. Now, did some of his debunking help? Yes, I have to agree, it had. Was it taken to a point of to an extreme to include insulting people and things of that? Yeah, definitely. But Gray Hughes is Gray Hughes. He does great work, though. He did great work, at least to show us what his narrative, how he saw it, how he presented it, what he believed it to be. He was at least able to do that. And that's good, because he's entitled to do that and share his perspective and opinions about what he believed, just like we're doing. But to go ridiculous with it, it doesn't belong. Does not belong. That's right. It's not competitive. Not supposed to be. Walsh definitely got the promotion. Yeah. Might have been why he did what he did. And he is most certainly one of the main people on our table that was just too busy at the beginning. How did he get there? What time did he get there? How long was he there before he actually made the radio call to let them know that he was in the back dock area? Who assigned Walsh to the back dock area? Why was he on the roof? Or even in the parking lot? A lot of questions there. He just showed up. Showed up. And that's suspicious because everybody showed up, grouped up, but him. But we'll get into that further on the next session. You don't want to miss that. That's going to be on 54 Keyz channel. We're going to keep everything in a central hub. That way everybody doesn't get lost coming to my channel, going to Boss's channel, or anything else like that. We'll just keep it in her house, as we've agreed to do, and keep everybody posted on when the next session will be. Because a lot of you have been asking, when's the next one? When's the next one? Well, I mean, we're not going to be shooting this stuff up rapid fire. We're taking our time, investigating, putting together an outline for that content to be presented on the round table. Proper and efficient. We're not going to shoot you a little bit of this and a little bit of that on an hourly basis like some of the other folks feel that they have a need to do that. Yeah, too much there going on. Oh, Walsh got the promotion. Okay, Hugh. Yeah, he might have gotten a promotion. Who knows? Where is he today? Is he still with the Rosemont Police Department? Who knows? The food and assistant beverage manager isn't. The security officer that worked that night, Francis Cave, whatever his name is, he's not there. He told the Rosemont Police Department, in 10 days on September 22nd, I'm out the country. That's what he told him. I'm leaving. Oh, okay. No problem. Nothing further to report. Badge number 1454. But yeah, he played a major role in that. We didn't get any incident reports from security when there should have been incident reports from that night, especially when there are complaints to room 926 came out. It has to be a big deal in order for us to write a report. What the hell do you do here, Francis? And you got the uniform, you got the walkie-talkie, you're running around delivering towels, handing out folios, running up and down from the lobby to the lower level stairs, in and out the elevator. I mean, what are you doing? That's all they gave him the appearance of his job to do, I guess, that night. That's what it looked like. He was doing housekeeping. Because predominantly that's what housekeeping is supposed to do. Hand out folios, throw the bills under there, or management. And all pertains to the hotel, directly to the hotel, not security. They're supposed to be on the cameras and making sure that the property is secure. Cameras are working. Doors are locked. Conferences that are not used are secured. Bathrooms are checked. And places that have sinks and kitchens should have no running water. That was his job. But man, he showed us something different, didn't he? He showed us something different. He is moving around that hotel that night so many different ways and so fast and so furious, so to speak. Man, you can imagine the skid marks in his underwear. Huh. But yeah, he was busy. He just seemed lethargic to a degree when it comes to writing reports, though. See what else we got here. Is that crazy dude still making JK videos in the pool? But it was a baptism. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't follow that content. That's a good one, Miss 45. Oh, so I needed that one. When you can't, you know, to some degree, you can't truly take the pool off the table unless you can truly connect something to the pool. In my opinion, no one has done it. No one has connected Kanika and the swimming pool on this case. That's my opinion. It's my opinion. There have been no clear connections to Kanika ever being in that pool area. She didn't have a key card to enter that area. That's number one. Why the pool area where there's so many windows to expose that area? Hotel rooms as well as the conference rooms that run above that that area. Number two, a fitness room that's available to the public. Anybody could have walked in that area to interfere with something, let's just say nefarious, for lack of a better word. Nothing connects Kanika with a swimming pool because there have been no clear connections of evidence that leads us there. We're looking at everything. Even that, we're looking for connections about that. Nothing has showed up yet. If it does, then we'll give you the connections that tell us why. But nothing yet. That was a good one, Miss 45. I like that. Baptisms, pool. That was, oh my God. Yeah, Gray has an ego. Yeah, we all know that. Oh man. I had no idea who he was, and he thought I was lying. Yeah, Gray is a cheerful character, I must say. Cheerful character, no doubt. Wasn't there a police report of a girl being assaulted earlier that night when this happened to Kanika? Wasn't there a police report of a girl being assaulted earlier? Not that I remember. Not that I remember. There was a party goer at the end when they were leaving out of the front lobby area at 4:00 that appeared on video surveillance footage to look like she wasn't having a good time. Let's just say she was holding her head. She had on a flower jacket, glasses. She either she had too much to drink, had a headache, was messed up, or she might have gotten into something with somebody. Only in appearance, that is. Nothing has been confirmed, though. That there was a fight or an altercation, or, she had reported that she fell down the stairs or anything like that. Not that I'm aware of. Good night, Raj, and thank you. Thank you so much for the love and your support in tonight's live. I'm getting ready to wrap things up anyway, but I just wanted to spend some time with you on my birthday. That's a special day for me, and it's going to be a special day for Mr. Boss Blake next week, Wednesday. I think he's going to have a little party going on. Oh, I got to get.
It's the Bossman Blake takeover, man. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I am taking over this live right now. The man been working all day, all week long. Nah, let me quit playing. Man, I just wanted to come up here and tell you happy birthday, man.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. Good move. That would be one of my moves I was going to do on your birthday next week, but you beat me to it.
Yeah, I beat you to a lot of stuff that you never know, man. You just never know what I'm going to be. You know what, man?
Where you going to come out of? Uh-oh.
Since it's your birthday, man, I got an exclusive song that, it's just on my up and coming album I want to play. And I came with gifts, man. I came with gifts. What up, everybody in the chat, man? Y'all, everybody happy birthday. Even if you told him happy birthday, tell him happy birthday. It's his day, man. Happy birthday, John.
Oh, man.
Turn up, man. Here's a brand new banger. It's called Letter to My People, man. Y'all check this out.
The struggle is long, the struggle is hard. My people work in the field, a lot of them gone, it's not a facade. Some say that living is large, but let's keep it real. You gotta be smart, know when you're playing your card. A hand to God, the dealer will take you apart. So many people are scarred, it really be hurting my heart. They dropping my people in lard, hooking us like we some fish in a pond. Pay the little charges, we don't get a bond. You know where we from. We come from the slum. Don't play like you dumb. Some of us fight, and some of us run. Some fight with their brains, some fight with a gun. This is the shit that you done. This is the shit that you cause. We can't depend on the law. These are my folks, I'm defending them all. We leave it to you, you be sending us all. I'm not timid at all. You know I'ma stand, and bitch I'ma brawl. Cause all it's gonna take is one little call. And I'm calling my dog. I promise that won't be the law. This is a letter for all of my people. Together we better and we are so lethal. This is a letter for all of my people. Yeah. We gotta fight if we wanna be equal. I never been bitching, I never been scared. I never back down and I never ran. Ain't no way I'ma be fearing a man. You know that I stand, no holding my hand. I keep it 100, cause that's who I am. I don't do the frontin' in front of a man. Don't care who it is, I don't give a damn. Do you wanna dance? You can take this chance. I'ma make him break his stance. Wanna go to war, better take your hand. If you really wanna know, that's what make you a man. You can take them bands, or you can take this can. You can put your face in that. All you gon' do is just make me mad. And you don't wanna face my wrath. No, I'm sick of these niggas who think they can play with me. It's simple and plain to see that I'm not the one that you came to see. So if you ain't banging with me, don't bring me to be, cause I'm ready to feast. It's a letter to all of my people that's running the street. That's one place you don't wanna be. You don't wanna be. This is a letter for all of my people. Together we better and we are so lethal. This is a letter for all of my people. Yeah.
Wow.
Happy birthday, my brother. Happy birthday.
Man, oh man, thank you.
Let me take this off your screen, man. Showing the man. But you know what though?
Man.
But you know what though?
Huh?
You know what?
What?
I got another goddamn gift for you.
You're blowing me away tonight. Okay.
I'm gonna let you do the honors. Just go to your brand, man. Just go to your brand and click the last video, bro. Happy birthday, my brother.
Click last. See, he's surprising me. Oh man. Woo. It's that good stuff. All right, we got oh, really? That's a 201.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Hey, let's go to work. Oh man. Oh shit. Oh, that is solid. Oh wow. Gone. That is a solid beat, man. Oh,
Happy
wow.
birthday, man. That's
Our new intro. Look out. Oh wow. That is sweet.
Man, you know, you've been a big brother, a friend, you know, somebody I can talk to and vent to, and you're always there for me, man. So it's only right I return the favor, my brother. So,
Wow.
man, happy birthday.
Oh man, you got me tonight, boss. You got me, brother. You got me. My goodness, you talk about time. I tell you, he's a man about timing. He knows how to deliver the timing too, man. That is a solid intro. Thank you. My God.
I knew you was like, man. I asked him to make me something. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's coming. Now I use Power Director, bro. Not FL Studio.
Okay. Now that's sharp.
I was like, let me go ahead and knock this. When you started your live, I said, let me go ahead and finish it up right now. I'm gonna just surprise him.
You was tired of holding it. No, I got it now. So I'm just gonna drop it on his ass tonight.
Yeah, man. But I ain't gonna hold you up, man. I'm gonna let you finish your show, man. I just want to come up here and tell you happy birthday. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody. Man, y'all make sure y'all at the next round table. I'm gone, bro.
Definitely. Much love to you, boss. There, gone. Look at the chat. The chat is just going crazy. Smooth. Yeah, it is. It's more than smooth. wow. Boss, you use FL question mark. Miss 45. I love it. I love it. Cool. Wow, what a surprise. But yeah, much love to Mr. Bossman Blake. That is my brother. When we get into these cases and we get so deep, and we are extremely critical when it comes to finding something. And he'll give me his straight up honest opinion. No, John, I don't see it that way. I said, no, but if you look at it this way, he said, yeah, well, okay. Okay. And then he'll find something and I'll pause and and he'll tell me, what are you thinking, John? I said, I follow your lines. I'm with you on this. How did this part? Oh, okay. All you had to do was ask me, John. And then he'll explain it, and then it snaps into place. And yeah, it's rare to find gems like Mr. Bossman Blake. It's rare to find gems like 54 Keyz. Rare to find gems IHQ, Humongous D, Jacky Dragon. Rare to find these gems that have now come together to form a round table. And to actually have the time and take the time to revisit one of the main cases that we've all had our hands in, the Kanika Jenkins case. Gems at a round table, discussing the evidence, taking a hard look at the evidence, the people, the actions, the time, everything has finally come together to manifest something this case needed from the very start. I'm glad we got it now. Most certainly glad that this ideal, this thought came from a wonderful, wonderful person, Miss 54 Keyz. To see it now manifest and hold tight going into session 6, is a major success, not only for her, but for everyone involved. And for it being manifested now, it's a blessing. And so I give great thanks to Miss 54 Keyz for believing in that. I once early in the case believed that concept would work as well. She came back with it fine-tuned, so to speak. A much higher standard was put into it as well, which creates what the round table is made of today. Thank you, Miss 54 Keyz. Thank you to all the content creators that are a part of that team. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not gaslighting you, Hugh. What are you talking about? He's sitting over there. Your contributions, for myself, gave me a lot to work with in terms of the layout of the narrative of what they put out. Especially with the Vivotech camera and certain things you can do, what masking techniques are, how you can take people in and out of video was extraordinary to see. I think there was another one regarding the exec file. I was totally blown away by that. There's just that video. I'm still spellbound by it because I knew that there was a process, that they had a software that can give them what they wanted to produce. It only made sense to. I mean, to me, so you're going to put up a video, you're going to capture video. There, you want to include all of the important pieces of information that should go along with that video for your security records. And it made sense for it to be that way. And it's how you do it and how long the process takes, but it's how you do it. You have to be skilled at knowing what to do and how to do it. And that video on the exec file, I said, damn, he just did it right there. Did it right there. Boldly showing you the instructions on how it's done on that software program. And how to actually put a video together, leaving, let's say you did 2 hours of video. You only want to show 15 minutes of it. It shows you how to do it. Leaving 45 minutes of that video totally out. You don't know what that 45-minute video portion of it that's been left out, what content it contains. That's how excellent that video was. I said, I got it. I said, that's why, yeah, we don't have all the information. It's starting putting together a lot of pieces for me. So humongous. I'm not here to gaslight you, brother. If it's anything, your work had inspired me to begin to understand the video surveillance footage in and of itself. I'm just watching the monitor like everybody else. Just the video portion alone. I don't care about the damn player or what the buttons are and all of that. As long as I see what I need to see, then I can understand it. But you broke it down to a different level to understand how the video is being played by the monitor. You have to understand how important they are connected. Okay, he makes a point. How it was constructed. He makes another good point. Yeah, but we'll get into that at the next roundtable. Anyway, much love to everybody hanging out with me on my birthday. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, because I definitely have enjoyed spending my time with you. Thank you, Mr. Bossman Blake, for that special appearance and special birthday surprise. You got me, brother. I'm going to get you back. I'm going to get you back. Much love to Nosy Bug, Marley 13, Humongous in the house, 45, Miss 45. Thank you so much for being here. I kind of scroll up a little bit, capture the moments. You only get this moment once, so you got to go for it all. Miss Gail Thornberry, Miss Justice, thank you for holding it down. Miss Raj for definitely being here tonight and sending me birthday love. My phone is still blinking over here. If I don't get to your name, I'll get to you next time. But you all make my channel is what it is today. The inspiration and the love and the respect that you have all given to me, is only mirrored back to you. All of it. Thank you, Miss T. Sophia, Miss Carrie Lawson, JDR, for being a part of this. I did say Carrie Lawson. I'm trying to scroll up. Miss Carol Smith, love you. Love you madly. Keep it coming. Miss Libby Katz, much love to you. Thank you for being here. And wow, I'm still scrolling up here. WG, Mr. Wyatt was in with us. Miss Jennifer Nobles was in with us. Much love. Neutral was in the house. Much love to you, brother. Thank you so much. Birthday wishes. Miss Cole Pepsi is in the house. Thank you. My goodness, we had Miss Katie Kitty in the house. Thank you. Justice Janine was in the house. All of you, my goodness. Ooh, and I'm still scrolling. And like I said, if I missed that, Izzy Rose was in the house. One of the first ones here, too. The Man Above was in the house. Gail Thornberry was in the house. Uncle G was in the house. Wow. Yeah, thank you all so much. Kimberly D. Wilson was in the house, too. Miss D. Dawn was in the house as well. I'm really scrolled up here. And we had Miss Lynn in the house from adoptionscams.com was in the house, too. Much love goes to Miss Lynn. Justice for our boys, our California City boys. We got to wait till next year, folks, but I'm patient. With that said, I'm going to run. I don't know what else is going to happen tonight. Another surprise, but that's how things rock and roll sometimes. But we're going to close out with a new intro put together by Mr. Boss Blake. Much love. Thank you, Brother Boss Blake. That you hit the nail on the head with this one. I have to say, Miss Lorraine Muhammad, thank you, love, for being here and sending your love, your gracious blessings on a very special day I call my birthday. That said, y'all take care. Be well and stay blessed with Godspeed. Till next time, keep an eye out for us.